Hey, you YouTubers. New Jersey Devil Tactical here, bringing you another knife review today, or this evening, wherever the hell you're at. And today we're going to be looking at the Barking River Bravo 2. That's this baby right here. Here's a Bravo 1 for size comparison, and here's a Benchmade Osborne limited edition. So as you see, the Barking River Bravo 2 is quite a bit larger than the rest of the knives. So let's get into looking at this knife. Let me get these other two out of the way, and I will be reviewing these at a later date, as well as the rest of my knives I have, and I have a lot. Alright, let's get them out of the way. Alright, as you see, full leather sheath, very thick, very durable, Barking River logo on the back, double stitched all over. You got your Swiss Fire Steel here, fits in there nicely. I had to look for a special one to fit in this hole here. It is a little bit loose, but if I lose it, what, 12 bucks out the door, who cares? Alright, well, I'll tell you what else I like about the sheath is this little tab here. It allows you to fold that behind there, so when you pull out the knife, you're not going to cut that off. I like to see a lot of other knife manufacturers that do fixed blades to use that also. You can buy an aftermarket sheath and ask that to be put into the sheath, but I really like that. Also with this sheath here, when it came, I did put another coat of seal on it, and this sheath will last you for the rest of your life and the rest of your kids' life, as long as you don't throw it in the mud puddle or leave it in the snow or some shit like that. So, as you can see, very large loop. You could put your wrist through that son of a bitch, I bet you, and wear it as a bracelet. It'd be a funny looking bracelet, but I don't think too many people mess with you. You can fit a knife. You can fit a belt through there. It's getting late here. I'm a little tired. You can fit a belt through there at least 4 inches wide, if not maybe 4.5. So that's a sheath. All right, let's look at the knife here. I'll tell you a little bit about this baby. Let me get my fat fingers out of the way. This is the new Barking River Bravo 2. This is the newest one out. I'll give you some specs on this knife. The overall length is 12.260 inches. The blade length is 7 inches. The blade steel is A2, which is a very good steel. Keeps an edge for a very long time, and I don't care what you're doing with it. Whether you're chopping or just cutting something, it keeps that edge for a long time. And the Rockwell hardness is 58. The blade thickness is 0.215 inches, and it's a full tang construction, as you see. The weight of this knife is 14.5 ounces. So it's not a light knife. Nothing fancy be busting a nut. It's over 4 ounces. But I guess that's with the folders he's talking about. But for a fixed blade, I like some weight behind my knife. As you see, I can get a good grip on this thing. It fits in my hand very nice. The only thing I don't like about this knife, there's no finger trail, so I can choke up on it. On the back, there's some jimping, very little jimping, but just enough to get that thumb in there, do some stabbing, or, poke your wife in the ass to get her busy, something, the back of the blade, you have this little bit of the knife sticking out here. You can break a window with it. Um, Smack somebody in the nose if you got to give you some shit. You know, um, it's nice having that away from the handle. It's not interfering with the grip. You know, it's in the back, and that's the way I like, where I can put my lanyard. You know, highly recommend a lanyard with this knife. Highly recommend it. You don't want this baby flying out your hand, and smacking somebody in the face, or possibly stabbing yourself in the leg with it. So highly recommend a lanyard with this knife. The blade is not a full flat ground. I say at least 85%, and right here at the top, it's not. But what a cutter. This came razor sharp. No complaints about the sharpness of Barking River knives. I haven't got one yet that's not razor sharp when you get it. I do like my knife scary sharp though. So I did run this knife over. I used the sharp maker, Spyderco sharp maker, and I have it scary sharp now. And I'll show you that. Let me get a slice of paper here, a piece of paper. Give me a couple tugs here, start from the back to the top. I mean, just scary sharp. I mean, can't get any sharper, I don't think. The handle is a G10 handle, and they call this pattern Tiger Stripe. It is a green and brown, I guess, yeah, that'd be like a light brown, medium brown, and I really like that pattern. I would like to see some mosaic pins in here. That would have really looked sharp, but it is what it is. Or even some brass pins. That would have been cool too. But this knife here retails for I think it was like $279. I picked it up for $249. Where I got it doesn't matter. I mean, hell, these are all over the internet, so I'm sure you wouldn't have any problem finding one at a good price. What I like about this knife is the weight, the sharpness, and the grind. I took this out in the woods, cut a few tree limbs down, and no problem, man. It just chopped through those little, I guess they were about an inch, maybe an inch and a half, 2, 3, 4 swipes, and they were down. Put this through a nice little log, cut it right in half, no trouble at all. Went right through the knots and everything. One thing I can say about the Barking River knives, they're very dependable. I own some Bussey knives also. They're not quite a Bussey, but a very close second. Some people might even like these better than a Bussey. Busseys are more expensive. There's an old saying, you get what you pay for. And that's bullshit, as we all know. Everybody's got to make a profit, so you're not going to technically get what you pay for. So, if you guys have any questions, I don't know what else I can tell you about this knife, but, go out and get yourself one. Well worth it. If you plan to do some camping or some bushcraft, so if you guys have any comments, leave them in the comment box, and I'll be glad to answer them. I have a lot of other knives to review, and I'll be reviewing those shortly. I don't put one out every day like Cutlery Lover and those other guys. I have a life. And I'm not saying Cutlery Lover doesn't have a life, but there's more to life to me than just knives and tactical equipment. I have a lot of technical equipment too. I'll be showing you also. And boy, this thing's getting heavy. Let me put it down here. I'll zoom in here and get you some close-ups of this thing, this knife. And if you guys in the back, you might hear my dogs in the background. I got a couple pugs, and one's wearing a little bell because she's a puppy, and she gets underneath your feet. So I put that bell on her so I can hear where she's at. So that's my 2 pugs running around. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review of this Barking River Bravo 2. And I ask you to keep coming back. Please subscribe. Please tell your other friends, and YouTube land there about my site here, New Jersey Devil Tactical, and I am a New Jersey boy, born and bred. Uh, I ain't gonna say much about the state. You heard about New Jersey. I don't need to say anything else. It's a very expensive state to live in. So, all right. So you guys have yourself a good evening. If there's anything I forgot to mention, um, let me know. I do my best with these reviews, and I calls them as I sees them. So you guys have yourself a good evening, a good day, wherever you're at, and keep coming back, and I'll keep showing my knives, and these reviews will keep coming. All right, guys, have a good one. See you.